like to point out again, like my partner said, that aspartame is one of the most widely researched and retested sweeteners, artificial sweeteners, because there's been so much like internet dispute, and I will go into that later. My opponent brought up how formaldehyde hurts the brain, but according to the critical reviews in toxicology, there's been extensive investigation of the possibility of neurotoxic effects due to the consumption of aspartame, and the data from these studies do not support the hypothesis that aspartame in the human diet affects the nervous system functions, learning, or behavior. It's likely that the lack of changes in neural function in response to changes in plasma and brain amino acid levels is a reflection of the protection of brain function. So the amount of formaldehyde entering your body is not harmful enough to make a difference. Also, people can report any symptom they notice after consuming aspartame, but they can be fooled by the post hoc ergo propter hoc fallacy, that just because the symptom occurred after ingesting aspartame, that doesn't prove that aspartame caused the symptom. And that's according to sciencebasedmedicine.com. Also, controlled studies are needed to determine if the symptom occurred more often in people consuming aspartame than in people not consuming it. Many studies have been done and have not shown a correlation of aspartame use with any of these symptoms that my opponent mentioned. Now I'm going to restate my points that there's no substantial harm in the consumption of aspartame as concluded by the FDA. The Boston Globe published in 2014 an article that says that spokeswoman Teresa Eisman said that all 5 artificial sweeteners approved for use in foods, saccharin, aspartame, ACE-K, sucralose, and neotame, have all been well studied and have a reasonable certainty of no harm to consumers under their conditions of intended use. Eisman also stated that the FDA continues to monitor the science on food additives, and at this time, no credible scientific data has been presented to change the safety conclusions of these artificial sweeteners. Science has adequately demonstrated that aspartame is safe for people who don't suffer from phenylketonuria, and extensive market research, according to the Calorie Control Council, has shown that aspartame consumption patterns for the general population are well below the ADI. Aspartame consumption by high-level consumers in the general population, including children, is between 5% and 10% of the ADI. This means that 9 out of 10 people consume less than 10% of the ADI. My opponent pointed out that people should be more educated in aspartame. Well, despite the overwhelming documentation of aspartame safety, unfounded allegations that aspartame is associated with ailments including multiple sclerosis, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, and lupus have continued to be spread via the internet, such as Mayo Clinic and Mercola, like my opponent mentioned, and they have no documented scientific or medical expertise. So contrary to what most people believe on the internet, evidence from human studies suggests that aspartame consumption is not associated with detrimental effect of blood methanol, eye problems, blood pressure, seizure disorders, or even attention deficit disorders. Aspartame consumption is not associated with adverse effects in the general population. Studies have found no evidence of a wide range of adverse effects in aspartame, including hypersensitivity reactions, formate levels, or brain cancers. So it's up to consumers to look to accredited people and make their own choices of what they eat. The government agencies and scientific communities have already done their part by researching, recording, and reporting data that proves aspartame is safe for consumption. Thank you.